Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Rabbi's Ramblings. I hope you had a wonderful week. In this week's Torah portion, we speak about the rules that apply to an individual who has been afflicted with tsaras, a biblical affliction that can occur on one's skin, one's clothing or vessels, or one's home. This is commonly translated as leprosy and was brought upon a person who has spoken negatively or spread slander about his friend. One of the rules that applies to such an individual is that they are ritually impure and must leave the encampment of the Jewish people. They must go to the outskirts, at the edge of the wilderness in the desert. And not only that, but they must sit there alone. They cannot sit there with another person, even if the other person is impure themselves. Now, when one looks at such an individual who has spread conflict between him and his friend, or between man and his wife, one would think that the Torah doesn't really look out for them that much. They wouldn't care for his possessions, and they definitely would not care much for his mitzvot, for his good deeds. But we see that the Torah says that no, we do care for his possessions, and we do care for his mitzvot. And we see that as follows. The only one that can say whether a possible affliction was pure or impure, if there was tsaras or not, was a Kohen. So if someone notices a spot on the wall in their home, it says in the verse that you have to give him a chance to take all the vessels in his home out before the Kohen comes and says whether the home is impure or not. And the reason is that if the Kohen says it's impure, any vessels in the home must be destroyed because they've become impure themselves. So the Torah says we want to make sure this individual, even though he sinned and brought conflict, we still want to save him the money. We still want him to give him the opportunity to take the vessels out of his house. So if the home is deemed impure, they will not be there at the time and therefore have to be broken. And also we see that if it's during the festivals, when everyone travels to Jerusalem to spend the time in the Holy Temple and bring the sacrifices that one is obligated to bring, we do not go to the Kohen to judge whether this person is pure or impure. Because we want to give this person, even the individual who may have spread slander about his friend and brought conflict, we still want to give them the opportunity to celebrate the festival properly. Because Hashem cares for everybody, whether it's their possessions, their mundane physical possessions, or whether it's their spiritual good deeds, their mitzvot. Hashem looks out for everybody. Because everybody matters, including you. Therefore, because you matter, make a difference.